Boys and girls, friends and lovers, children of all ages, you're live on Cut The Plastic, and we are in the city of Denver where it's raining right now. There's supposed to be a parade at 10 o'clock today, and what I found is all these people who are cleaning trash. Can you tell me who you are, who you're with? What brings you out here this beautiful Saturday morning?
So I am really passionate about cleaning up trash. It's something that I started doing when I was doing this step like 2 months ago. And then with all the protests, there's obviously a lot of people in a concentrated area. And I think, right there, you can see that there's not a lot of places to put trash. So
No, that looks like it's almost ready to be torched.
yeah, or that.
Well, no, they've been torching cans all weekend, right? So the idea that if the city, they have two different levels of speak, but these aren't being cleaned up is kind of your point, right?
Yeah, well, I think there's just not a lot of places to put trash. So there was an event on Facebook to meet at the Green Amphitheater and help clean up trash. They provided gloves, bags, spray, brushes, and water. So they had a really great group. It's 8 to noon.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay, so de-litter our city.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm curious because my channel and my handle is Cut The Plastic.
Like it.
And it's like I spent a couple years in the South Pacific learning about the environment and conditions on oceans. And I tried to get to the gyre, but it was expensive to actually do. I complain that there's no recycling.
They have recycling actually. If you have separate bags, I'm gonna walk home. And
Yeah.
I have mostly plastic, so I'm just gonna put it in my recycling bin.
What about the fact that there's no recycling throughout the city of Denver? Like this here, there's only one option. How would you feel as a citizen experiencing this about like voicing the need to increase the infrastructure so that there's trash and recycling options out on the streets of your clean city?
That would be ideal for sure, but also you have to consider the fact that a lot of times recycling places don't take dirty recycling, so it's kind of a double-edged sword. I like have a visceral reaction if I put plastic in the garbage, so like I feel you on that. And I have seen some recycling places. They're not out here, unfortunately, like by Colfax. I think they're more in like gentrified areas, but I wonder how much of that stuff that goes in there actually gets recycled. You know what I mean?
Interesting.
But
Okay.
it's good to have the option, and if we could somehow get that, I think that'd be wonderful.
I appreciate your viewpoint and the idea that you recognize that maybe such services are going in where everything has changed, where the people have changed as well. That's not necessarily the right way to do it, in my opinion.
Yeah.
You got to have it available for everybody.
Yeah.
But thank you for being out here. I know it's raining on our parade today.
Right.
So you have a wonderful day. Cut
the plastic.
The plastic.
Nice.
And you might not approve of all of it. I'll be honest with you.
That's fair.
Sometimes the camera's all a little shaky, but it's consistent.
Yeah.
We've been fighting about the public defender here in Denver. They were falsifying the application for the public defender to the degree that people were taking plea deals instead of having a lawyer represent them. And that's the government agencies doing that, right? We found that the judges are like violating state statutes. And there were a bunch of people who tried to do something and they went to jail for the rest of their lives because they were like taking the full literal extent of the rights. And they were like serving like liens on judges' homes and shit because they weren't doing that stuff. I'm not doing that, but by exposing it, by examining all the things, my message is that we are more active, right? So there's videos of me going down to the Cherry Creek and cleaning, right? I did that when I was at Metro. I organized like at First Fridays, we'd go clean and then we'd go out and enjoy the art and some beverages, and our student group would buy food for everybody, right?
Is that on your page?
No, that's before YouTube and all that. But the ideas are there, right? And I'm actually one of the people who brought composting and recycling to Civic Center Eats. Right? So when you go down to the food trucks, when they open again, this year,
they're going to have composting?
Well, they had it last year, but this year the trucks are supposed to be contracted to have compostables.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Wow. When I first moved here, I lived in a place where I couldn't compost, and there was I can't remember what it's called, but you would pay like $10 a month and drop off your compost.
Nice.
Right across from Union Station. So yeah, that's great.
So and now like the city has compost trucks. So as long as you live in a building with 8 units or less, you have access in Denver.
Yeah, I live in Aurora now. That'd be nice if they had it in Aurora.
And there's a lot of community gardens that love you, right? But the reality is that even if you don't have an apartment, if you're in a home of some sort, your local soil, the stuff right around your windows and everything, loves the coffee grinds. It loves the waste. We have here just up the street, a box set out in our yard. And when I volunteer at the food bank, I bring stuff back and put it in my compost that's going to waste. So, yeah. But thank you for what you're doing today. I'm going to give you a knuckles. We're still working on it, right?
Thank you.
Have a great day. So, folks, if you haven't figured it out yet, we're downtown. It's raining on the parade, and I'm not actually going to go support the parade. I want to tell you that something bad happened today, and or overnight. There was an act of random violence that I'm very sad about. And so I got to go to Lakewood and help clean up a mess. And the buses loaded. What's the story? What's the message I'm trying to bring you this morning? The buses stopped at Downing. So even though the courts ruled no tear gassing people, there's no riots here. Why are you in riot gear? Even though the city is hosting public events to clean up the garbage, the buses don't travel downtown. You can't get to Tay Anderson and the mayor's parade by taking mass transit this morning. I thought what happened to me was a unnatural, like our crew here in Denver was unnatural, folks. I thought that the 9 News, the Fox 30 News, the ABCs, CBSs, I thought they were exempt from assault. Turns out wrong. Turns out that everybody gets some pepper spray. And so, what a gift from our city's police department. The random acts of peppering. To the degree that it takes these little misty rainstorms to wash the chemicals downstream. Right? Because that's really what's happening with these little sputters of cleansing that our city is getting right now. Is that the pepper balls are being taken off. So we have cleaning crews across the street. We have what appears to be a sat-on or a railed-on fence. Either this fence got hit by a vehicle or by a wave of people trying to get the fuck out of the way. I wonder if the cops hit that. I'd love to see what's going on there. So, again, I'm not going to the parade this morning, I have decided. There are lots of people out here in masks, but they're all doing things. They're cleaning. We're participating in mass lawlessness, right? Okay. So we're gonna mask back up and we're gonna go talk to some people. Give me a second. I want to show you guys this by day. This is to shut the parking down. Instead of a barricaded gate that moves up and down, this is a permanent block for large vehicles. I'm kind of keeping you all off camera right now, but I'm wondering, I'm live. I'm wondering if I could interview somebody. You're all out here cleaning today, taking a group. Yeah. Okay, so you're outside the Capitol right now, just so I can describe to everybody, and the place is painted. This city does not normally look like this. You're out here this morning bright and early, raining out, sprinkle I should say. There's supposed to be a parade later. They're going to be, making bigger messes. Why are you out here today?
Well, we wanted to support everything, and we definitely support the movement. We also love this city, and it's hard for us to see it the way it is in past too. So it's kind of a both sides of the coin. So we want to clean it up. I know that there'll be more people back out here later today, which we appreciate, and just trying to keep it clean every day and do our part today when we can.
Okay, so are you planning in marching in the streets later at some point, or have you been?
Hell yeah. Yep.
Okay, and it seems to me like you might be a college group of some kind.
Well, we're actually, most of us have graduated now, but we're kind of friends from high school and college.
Okay, that's awesome. And natives, transplants? All Denver natives, thank you. I'm a transplant. I've been here since 2012. My first experiences in Denver of protesting were actually involved de-arresting people from the police on the 16th Street Mall. But I never saw the tagging like this, right? And I think it's expressive of the pain that's going on, right? As natives, names like Paul Castaway, like Jessica Hernandez are things that you're nodding about, right? And these people haven't been able to name them as much, right? The transplants, the people that have been out here. Who knows about Alex Landau as natives? 10 years ago, beat the crap out of as a passenger, him and his white friend who were driving a car. Earlier this week at City Council, the first open public comment meeting since COVID, he announced that the cops that fired or that assaulted him and were fired got rehired and back paid 10 years wages.
Yeah, that's the way the system works. And that's why we're all out here demonstrating every day.
Right.
Is because it's so broken, and police need to be treated just like civilians. They need to see the justice.
Yes.
That everyone else gets.
I get that. So we need catastrophic reform in our system.
Yeah.
I appreciate you out being here because my channel is Cut The Plastic. And as a Denver citizen, I'm one of the handful of people that brought composting and recycling to Civic Center Eats. Okay? I'm an environmental infrastructure science major from Metro, right? So I appreciate what you're out here doing. I value that you guys have conscience both for the beauty and the pride that you take in your city and for the change that we need to create, and that you're using your privilege as well, right? Most of you aren't getting shot up by cops. Has anybody got shot by cops this last week? I do it, right? What do you think about the lawsuit and the fact that they can't use tear gas? Pepper spray? No. So a federal judge ruled in the middle of the night last night that the city had to stay District 6 and it was peaceful and everybody went home and nobody was shot. Unlike 4 days ago, when I felt like at 2 o'clock in the morning walking down Colfax, like I was in the middle of guerrilla warfare, right? So be safe. I'm keeping on. You guys keep on. We'll see you in the streets later this week. Civil asset forfeiture. This equipment costs $10,000. Crazy. So, as a general rule of thumb, the violence has not been on second and third story windows. 4-story windows are pristine and they're actually quite beautiful. They are stained, and it looks like there's 2 or 3 layers there. But on the first level, this is the state capitol. This is the message the people are sending to the Capitol government. Right? It's not everybody, but it's enough of them. There's a layer of protection, a layer of righteous anger. Eric Brandt is in jail still, and he's in the process of being bonded out. And what over the equivalency of $500,000 in bonds for his words. Words are not tear gas. Words are not bullets. Words are not death sentences. Right? This over budget building, this colossal beauty, could not be made today in any way. But George Floyd's life can't be brought back either. Right? Nicholas, Paul, Ryan. That must have been really nasty. For the cleanup from 2 days ago that I showed you, right? Or maybe they painted the first round. There's peanuts here for people, right? So if you happen to come out here and tag, I guess, somebody left you a snack. Maybe it's because the homeless person might find this safe space. I'm not sure what's coming out of there, but it's warm and it kind of hurts. So we don't want to do that. The Capitol is painted, and it's painted because they shut the lights off. Right? You can't see what goes on here at night because it's dark. And I'm going to
Don't ride on my shit, dude. Don't ride on my shit with a Sharpie, dude. That ain't no fucking woman.
Huh. Interesting. So do you think that's going to stop him from chalking their painting on that?
Huh?
Do you think it's going to stop him?
Oh, yeah.
And why did you feel it was necessary to emit physical violence on a human being?
Sometimes shit needs to get done. They didn't get hit.
Didn't you just go hit that person up there that was painting?
Get it on film?
I think I did.
Did you record it or something?
Yeah, I'm live actually.
All right, cool. Cool.
Good morning, sir. How are you doing this fine day? What are your thoughts this morning? Can I ask you to the world's audience?
Green light on your ass if you walk away. You need not to stop me up, okay?
Yeah, I'm down. Oh, shit.
Watch your phone. Take care of your shit first.
Oh, that's water.
Okay, I just want to give you a second. I didn't know if you wanted to mask up or not.
I do want to mask up.
All right, see? I'm being respectful because I see how it is.
All right, just real quick, 'cause I got to look up these ladies.
Yeah. So first of all, I'm going to ask, are you a Denverite? Born, native?
Native.
Native Denverite. And what do you think about what's going on right now?
It's truly sad, you know. I don't know. I come from. I don't know. I grew up around this stuff, you know, type of stuff. So it's like, I'm glad protesters are here. Glad protesters are happening, you know. But at the same time, like, I'm kind of numb to it, you know. Like,
Yeah,
people are dying every day, dude. You know, I hate to say it like that.
I do actually get it,
I
man.
hate to say it like that, but like, just coming from being a 90s baby, you know, and being a product of 80s babies and 70s babies, like, it's happening.
It's the way of life. Good morning.
Morning.
Good. How you doing this morning?
Good. What are you filming?
Just out doing interviews, talking to people at the Capitol.
About?
What's going on? I mean, you know, You see what's your capital looks like today? Are you folks
Yeah.
Colorado natives?
Yeah, we've been here since 7 a.m. cleaning graffiti, so we're actually just about to clear out. but-
Okay, so you came out at 7. Are you a Denverite?
Yes.
And how do you feel about what's going on?
And there's the only, serve love and service is the only way to heal a broken heart.
Okay.
So we're here, it's pretty amazing that, our Civil War memorial gets tagged up and, last night, and then we're here the next morning cleaning it off. It's a pretty.
There was a guy.
The irony is
The irony's there.
lost on us.
There was a guy actually roped to it a few nights ago.
Oh yeah.
That was tagged with the rubber projectiles that they've been launching from like a grenade launcher 8 times, I think, before they stopped shooting him with those projectiles. And part of the city's response, I'm just covering both sides of things, has been, this force use, and people have kind of responded harder to this. But the Civil War Memorial, I was actually out here the other night and heard in the background people talking about how we should tie a rope to it and tear it down. And you're out here honoring it in a different way. And cleaning the graffiti off of there. Is this the one you worked on today?
Yeah.
Well, it looks better. It's going to take some time.
Yeah, it really did.
And the concrete's going to, it's going to take years for some of that to come off.
Yeah. It's like the Capitol, I'm not a huge fan of graffiti as a, what did I use?
Form of communication.
As a form of communication, okay.
No. Just as, anyway.
An expression of pain.
Yeah, just like this makes me sad, but then I also say, this part is the First Amendment, right? This part is freedom of speech. Okay.
Yeah.
Not a huge fan.
Yeah, it
Personal
is.
fan, but this, never gonna be a fan. Never.
Because it's a memorial to the dead,
To veterans.
to veterans.
And these veterans especially, holy smokes.
That was brother against brother, right?
Who brought the end of slavery? These guys. The United States is actually the country that ended slavery in a big way. It was United States, then England, but you still have slavery throughout the world.
Yeah, we still have human trafficking here in the United States.
Like literal slavery, where
Systematic.
right?
Where it's approved.
Yes.
And there's many that actually might say that it's approved here in our country.
Can you give me an example?
Jeffrey Epstein. What happened with Jeffrey Epstein and the level of investigation? There's a Netflix movie out right now that you should go watch because the level of what's going on in the sex trade in children in the United States of America is catastrophic. I have a friend who personally fled Florida with her children because there were people at her house with phones and photographs looking for this 17-year-old child to take her away, right?
But that's not. But sex trafficking is illegal.
It is illegal.
That's my point.
But it hasn't.
In regards to when we talk about that we need to change something. And so I always ask that question when you have to have an identifying factor, right? So if you say that we have a system of racism, you have to give me an example of that racism. So generally saying the system is racist, there's no way for us to solve that.
Okay, I would say the system is broken. How does that work?
I would say that there is a morality problem with people in general, just in the world. But if you want to go to the United States, I would say that
I want to stay in Denver. I want to just stay in Denver today, right now, because we're in Denver and you're cleaning Denver.
Sure.
So let's focus on what happens in Denver.
Well, it breaks my heart that our governor and our mayor would allow chaos by saying, and I understand both sides of the argument, but the police force is supposed to use force. They engage with law and order in that way.
Thank you for bringing us to this circle, because I see the shirt that represents probably some pride in our military, just by the flag and the tactical thing on the side. And I'm not categorizing you in that way. I'm proud of those who served. My grandfather served in World War II. I was in city council for the first public comment meeting. Well, like the first 2 or 3 people that spoke, a couple of them were veterans, and said that the Denver police force and the metro community use of force was catastrophically worse than while he was in active duty in Syria.
Can you give me an example?
I can. During the daylight, with a press label on myself, my tripod physically present, I was smudging sage, just having a personal meditation time, right? Doing my thing. And I was directly on live global television, shot with pepper balls by the Denver police and the affiliates that were here in this vicinity, okay? If you go to the news stories that are out there right now, last night a federal court ruled that the city of Denver had to stand down because the people that are being shot in the face with rubber bullets that are like almost blinding people. I have video last night of people with stitches in their faces, with bruises in their eyes. But I also was called to go testify yesterday because the direct drive-bys, where they're not even like calling out orders and saying, go home or cease, they're just driving down the street, and there's videos from Channel 7 and Fox and ABC and NBC and CBS where the cops are just driving by and pepper-balling people's houses and people on their patios, in their private property yards.
I mean, I would have to. I'm an evidence girl.
Go watch it. I have no fear because I speak on the truth, right? My church, I feed the homeless, right? Every week on Sunday, that's what I do for my faith acts, right? I have no problem telling you. Go look it up. A federal judge put the order out last night.
I know he did. I actually knew that already.
And you need to know why.
But it's the it was explained to me that it was pressure from the governor's office to stand down, not because cops were spraying pepper balls.
So a federal court.
I mean, I'd have a real problem with that.
Yeah, you should have a real problem with that.
Yeah.
Because I saw it, right?
You saw the pepper spraying of the home?
I saw people standing in their yards with guns pointed at them saying, go inside or you're going to jail. And people getting shot.
Here in Denver.
Here in Denver on their private property. Absolutely. And I love you for cleaning this city. And I appreciate you taking the time to talk with me.
Yeah, for sure.
But I want you to know that this is like beyond left and right.
Well, I think that you're right. I think that we can agree in that we have a human problem.
We have a human problem.
We have broken hearts, and we have we have people trying to fill God-shaped holes with a bunch of junk. And so
there's that.
You know, the only, you know, we can debate it.
Yeah.
But that is, and I'm all for having a conversation about it.
Absolutely.
But I want to be someone that actively shows that is more action than debate.
No, and I'm with you. But we have to take the steps, right? In Alcoholics Anonymous, the first step is admitting that we have a problem, right? It doesn't matter if it's drug addiction, whatever it is, even marriage and sex addiction, all that stuff. The first step is I have a problem. We have a problem. We're here to talk about the problem and to take the steps and change, right? So I hope that steps that we can do include things like going into courtrooms and listening. What happens with why the cases are there, who's getting represented. We evidenced in the courts here in the city and county of Denver, the public defender's office violating state law and providing fraudulent applications for the public defender, right? Where people were getting turned away and taking plea deals. And by all means, take plea deals if you're gonna do crime, if you're gonna be a criminal, if you're gonna do bad things, hurt people, you know, that definitely those are problems, right? That we need to solve in our society as well. But if you're walking down the street and you're trying to offer medical assistance to somebody, you shouldn't be assaulted by people whose force is to be discretionary.
So I guess my only question to you would be in a group of people,
Yeah.
right? I may be here to medic.
Yes.
You might be here to graffiti.
Okay.
You might be here to peaceful protest.
So you're gonna have a red cross on you.
Hold on, let me finish
You're
my
gonna be
point.
in black, and you're gonna look like you do now.
But you understand my point.
I can identify each and every person in this crowd for what they're here for. It's obvious and plain.
Okay, so there's no, and so then I guess my next thing would be, there's no grace in anything. So if you know, a good friend of mine would say, you know, you play stupid games, you get stupid prizes.
Yeah.
And so if you know, our goal today was to clean up
And that's beautiful.
serve. That means that I'm here at 7 a.m.
Yeah.
avoiding all of this
Uh-huh.
because I don't want to be involved in it.
Okay.
That's not my purpose.
Yeah, absolutely.
And so you can kind of expand that
Yeah.
by, okay, we've got some protesters here. It's 10, you know, it's 10 a.m.
Yeah.
Right? This isn't gonna turn ugly, right?
No.
But as you progress throughout a day, right, and decision making goes poorly.
So who's held accountable to the highest level of decision making?
So my point is that when you
Good answer.
when you deploy a force, it's already escalated.
There's the point, right?
But we're not. But
time,
this
you
is
can't.
not okay.
But you can't
This is not okay.
not do it either.
Do you know what the
Right.
judge said?
There's a to suggest that we can have no law and order is not dealing in reality.
I agree with that. I agree that there must be some law and order. I agree that
There has to be law and order, not some.
Okay.
There has to be.
There has to be law and order. So, and not some. I have a friend who's currently in jail for his words, but for his words. Nothing.
How do you feel about that?
Nothing but his words, and I'm angry about it because his words were his white privilege as a veteran being utilized to alert people that this was coming. And for his words, he had $500,000 worth of bail put on him, cash bail, equivalency. Okay, words can be dangerous. Okay, but you said law and order, and so when people like Paul Castaway, Michael Marshall, Ryan Ronquillo die in this city at the hand of a bullet with a badge in front of it,
This is what I'm gonna say, and this is gonna.
there has to be all levels of accountability.
This is what I'm gonna say because we have to get going.
Yes.
This is gonna be my final point.
Please.
Is that I refuse to martyr those people. And why? Because we can do better.
Okay.
I refuse.
Oh,
And
that's what they said about the homeless.
And that's-
the rape in this city has doubled since they made it illegal to sleep under a spotlight. Do you know that? Go look up the statistics of crime in Denver.
The subject?
You said we can do better.
We can do better.
That was the slogan they used to stop us from protecting the homeless and the poor and the abused on the streets.
That was
just last year.
That wasn't my point. My
Okay.
point was
We can do better.
Is that we are elevating people in our community that are not the leaders. They got caught up in some bad stuff and it went badly because everyone made poor decisions.
Paul Castaway was a mentally handicapped man whose last words
yes.
while he was
I agree.
shot in
Yes.
front of children was, "What's wrong with you guys?"
I agree with you.
Those
Yes.
cops still serve on the Denver Police Department today.
But my point, you're So if we want to talk about individual cases, we can.
Okay, but you said
you're
law and order.
But you're lumping everything together as if it all applies to the same thing.
To get from the bottom of the stairs to the top of the stairs, you have to take one step at a time, right? Each one of these things that I'm telling you is a step.
I don't agree with that.
It's a step in the system.
I don't agree with you.
How many cops have served today in this city that have taken somebody else's life? How many? Do you know?
No, do you?
I know that there's at least 10. At least 10 cops.
How many
circumstances?
of them? Yeah, one.
Let me, okay.
Not every one
Let's-
of them. I mean, this is a
Right?
rhetorical question.
It's a rhetorical question, but Alex Landau is a well-known. He won an Oscar for telling his story. The NPR nationally played his story about being in a car and being him and his white friend being beat up, and his white friend was the driver. And this week on Tuesday, he announced that after 10 years, the police officers in the city of Denver who were fired for whooping his ass got their jobs back, and they got all their money back. They got all their jobs back and back pay.
Yeah.
So the discipline from the police officers is a corruption of the system. And these are the steps.
But it can't be that there is no system.
Right.
I mean,
No
you
system.
You can't have no system because, I mean, look at these buildings. Are-
The judge said that it's better for a little tagging than some more people to die.
And that
I'm not
is.
even talking about tagging. I'm talking about
Do you know how many people have died
plywood.
during these protests
Yeah.
in the last week?
Something like 13.
25.
Oh, they upped the number. Okay.
Yeah, including police officers.
Yeah.
So you just said that 10 people have been shot and killed by police officers.
No.
in Denver.
10 cops have their jobs still today who have killed in the last 10 years as police officers under the color of law in this city.
Yeah, but,
No less than 10.
But you don't know. But there's
You don't know the
circumstances
circumstance of the.
You don't know the circumstances, but I just
So
told you
my-
about Alex Landau,
So my-
who was publicly beaten, who they were publicly fired, and 10 years later, the cops are brought back and paid all their lost wages. That's over $1 million for a decade of labor.
It's one person, but.
That's one person, another step that is building up
But wait,
to people walking up there.
See, and this is what I would have to say is so they weren't convicted of anything.
Oh, wait, is that why the system's broken? Have you sat in a courtroom and found these things out? Because that's what we see in the city regularly. The judges.
Yeah.
We have jobs to go
That's
to.
what we were doing
Exactly.
at 7 a.m. on a
Exactly. I know.
Just sit in courtrooms.
It's
and-
tough.
My
Right?
point is that I agree with you in that there is a blue line, right?
I love
I agree that there is a problem with corruption. I believe
Beautiful.
that the government has their hand too much in police forces. I mean, I believe that too. So on that, I do think that we have common ground.
I love you.
I 100% believe that. My problem with this is that I wish that was the conversation we were having instead of racism.
Instead of destruction.
I like that.
And
No.
instead of destruction.
I like that part of it is the system of racism, right? And that it has to be included in the conversation, not
I mean,
excluded from it.
I'm happy to have the conversation,
Yeah.
but I'll debunk it in about 5 minutes.
And
Okay.
how many, and just to say, how many police officers, how many people that have been killed during these have been killed? And not
4 out of the 6 police
not
officers.
not from police officers, but from protesters.
Listen, I don't think that out here protesting taking life is necessary, is appropriate. I believe that there are some people out there whose mindset has gotten to the place where it's necessary, and I don't like it.
It's never.
My brother, my family's cop. Okay, my father was a cop,
Just
and he
like-
left the force.
You cannot.
My brother-in-law is a police officer.
It's double standard.
So
It's
I-
double standard. If
wait a
you
second,
say
wait a
it's
second.
never
I said-
necessary for a police officer, but it's okay for a protester.
Good. You caught that. Okay. Good.
Am I being tested?
No, yeah, right? Because these are the conversations that are out there. And so you have to understand all the mindsets. right? You have to see that there are some people out there who have been waiting since Occupy or since BLM or since each one of these stairs for the last 400 years. Since my ancestors came from across the ocean and started populating with my ancestors who lived on this side of the land.
This
right
here is not helping that conversation at all.
Okay.
This is hardening one side.
Well, I hope that, it's appreciated that it's struggle and that this action, your people out here, I've talked to a bunch of people this morning, not as much as you guys, I'll be honest. This was great and I appreciated it too.
Yeah, no, it was a great conversation.
They're out here, they're cleaning, and there's people who can't get out. There's people who are stuck at home and they want to do something and they want to ripple the effects, right? So don't destroy our city. It's beautiful. Destroy the problems that are in the system.
And I don't have, and that's the thing, is like, I have zero issue with protest. You know, trap art, signs, stop traffic. Like, I don't have any problem with any of that. I really don't. I really have, this is what I have a problem with. Looting, broken windows,
businesses that are already struggling back.
You lose me. You lose me in the argument.
Right. Some guy that's trying to restart his business after having been closed for 3 months.
Yeah.
And what does he do? He's in a community. He hires a couple people from his community. He serves his community, and then his community comes in and destroys him.
And I'm lucky we're not on that end of things, right? Because I'm actually a mask maker. I have masks that were, that I'll get out to selling once the parade gets moving. That are filtered N80 roughly, made in America, right? So we have a business. So we're hiring people. We're doing the same thing, and I value that. Right? I'm not saying target small businesses. I'm not saying target the capital either.
Nobody's saying that, but that's where the protests turn.
Yeah.
You can demonstrate and you can protest and you can be enthusiastic in your protest, but when you start breaking into people's businesses, black people's businesses, have you seen it on YouTube?
No, I haven't watched much lately.
Did you see? Okay, so there's a woman on TV. An older woman, she's in New York, she has a little grocery store, right? It's her grocery store for her community because that's
tragic.
The way it rolls.
It's horrible.
In New York, right? Because they're all.
Where are the black people or the white people standing in front of that business saying no? Last night they were outside of the police department saying, "Don't throw rocks, don't throw things at these police."
My point is that she is saying, "Why are you doing this? Black lives don't matter to you. If this is what you're doing, black lives don't matter. Because I am black. I'm a black woman. Why don't you just go ahead and kill me? Because you've destroyed my business. I've been out here since 1 o'clock in the morning trying to clean up from people looting my business in my community." I mean, she looked like she was probably, I bet she was in her 70s. And she's out there trying to clean up her business.
It's sad.
That's what
stories.
I'm talking about.
It's over and over and
You know?
over again.
Yeah. Turn everything around, do your signs, do all of that, but destruction will never turn me, So I'm white, so I have privilege. No, I worked damn hard for everything. My grandparents also came from across the country with nothing. Nothing. My grandfather and my grandmother, or my grandfather, he came over in the hull of a ship, just like so many other people, right? And we worked damn hard to get what we have.
Shit. Yeah, seriously.
I can't tell you how many times,
1492, Columbus sailed the ocean blue.
That things were very difficult for us, and we didn't agree with what was happening to us by corporations or whatever. We just put our head down and we just worked.
I don't know about that. I think there's been a lot of history of rioting and about that curve. You gotta. And this is interesting because we can talk about a curve.
I'm just talking about the idea of privilege.
To break
the idea of privilege
and balance it out again.
You know what? I don't lord anything over anybody.
Yeah.
There's one Lord.
There you go.
And he is the one who we need to turn to in this situation. And people don't want to. They want to be empowered on their own. They want their anger to be their power. And if And if people would simply submit to God, submit to what His Word says, people are gonna, you probably edit this out, but the fact is that people that are violent, people that are homeless, people that feel like their white privilege is somehow, what I'm saying white privilege, that they should feel sorry for being white. All of that is looking for something that they're not going to get externally.
Well,
it's all pain. It's all because anger is pain, fear is pain. Pain is pain. Disappointment is pain.
Yeah.
It's just that this is a painful world that we live in.
It is.
And I'm telling you what, the heart of God is breaking right now, watching His children go through this.
Well,
it's happened since the beginning of time.
And
it's changed, and it's changed.
I'm gonna tell you this. I don't edit my videos. I'm asking people to find clips and edit them for me. So you'll find this on my channel, which is Cut The Plastic. I'm an environmental scientist from the area campus degree. I help turn Civic Center eats into trash compost, recycling instead of just trash. And just a half dozen people that were involved in that process, okay? So I value what you're out here doing, and I thank you for this conversation. And I hope that healing that we're seeking happens throughout our system, because maybe we're getting a little numb to what the reality is, and we needed to wake up a little bit. Because I'll tell you, I'm mixed about this. Part of it makes the effort and the struggle that I've watched in this city for the last 8 years makes me a little proud of the people who have been organizing and figuring out how to use their voices in multiple different ways. Part of me hurts because they've had to actually get to the point where they can and should do this in the judge's court ruling.
I think that if they...
Because they have to stop other things from happening.
This is lazy. This is lazy.
Yeah.
I mean, if you want to admire something, if you want to admire organizational effort, you should do it on something that it is productive.
Yeah.
How is this productive?
It's not. But
So,
the same people who did this probably have community gardens growing. The people that did... Oh yeah.
I don't think so.
Oh yeah. No. I'm going to tell you because I know some of those people.
It becomes base. It's like the lowest common denominator. It's base. It's not... because it doesn't do anything.
Okay.
It maybe makes you feel better for a minute.
Yeah.
But how did it change your life? Whoever spray painted...
I don't know, but somebody was up there doing it while we were interviewing.
Spray painting?
Tagging some of the building. It's sad, but it's the way it happens.
Yeah.
It is. Anyway, thank you for being out here and cleaning it up.
Thanks.
All right.
Thanks, man.
I really appreciate it.
Conversation.
Brian and my channel's Cut The Plastic.
Right on, Brian.
It's supposed to be about the environment, but it's gotten to be so much more.
Yeah,
This
for
is the
sure.
environment.
Yeah.
This is the
The
environment.
environment is the place we live in.
Blessings. Thank you. Have a great day. Good morning.
Good morning, how are you?
I'm well. Where's the parade at today?
I don't know.
I heard there was going to be a parade with the mayor and everything.
I think it's tomorrow.
Oh, is it tomorrow? Oh, okay. Are you here to parade or are you here to protest?
We are here to speak our minds and saying that we're against the injustices that Civic.
Well, you're live, so tell me.
No, I'm good. I can't speak for them. I can just be to support them.
So that's why you're here. It's just to be in
Exactly.
support. Good for you.
Because I'm not the person who can speak for them.
Okay.
I can support them.
Do you know a Denver person who's died in the metro area due to police violence?
I do not.
So I encourage you to look up Paul Castaway. You know what? There's another name I need to say, and it's Timmy Henley. Timmy Henley. He lives in suburbia. Timmy Henley. Just random executions.
That's awful.
It is.
Yeah.
Have a great day.
You too.
I think people have been doing some shopping lately. Pulling out their own gear. So this is some chalk. This is not getting scrubbed up. I'm assuming you're not scrubbing the chalk, just the spray paint. It's beautiful chalk art, folks. Let me take a picture of that right there. Oh, wait, maybe I will. No, I can't. I gotta go get a new phone, part of my options today. I can't read the chat. Phone's too fucked up. So this is the Scrubby Dub Dub crew out here getting the streets cleaned. Unfortunately, traffic is still running. So there's a protest happening. There's cleaning supplies, utilities grabbing. Members of Moms Demand Action out here. Elijah McLean, thank you. Thank you for being able to say a local name. What brings you folks out? I mean, like, there's not a lot of people here. Did you come for the parade with the educators?
We just had to do something, so this is the time we had available. Yeah.
So you have some time available, you're using it, I thank you, right? The kids look like school-age children. So I wonder what your thoughts are on what's going on in the world that you're being raised in.
Just try to get as educated as you can. If you have professionals in the right way, and try to educate your peers because a lot of them are at a pretty influential age. So if you can, try to say something.
Okay.
Are you speaking like coronavirus in general or like?
Corona, the protest, BLM. I mean, I'm a mask maker, so it's a good question. I actually out hawking masks later.
I think it's kind of hard to put in perspective because we haven't had something like this in a long time, as far as the corona and stuff. So I don't really know what to think because it's just kind of like it's really like massive, like it's a big scheme, like it isn't gonna go away tomorrow. Like we don't know how long this is gonna go on, so it's kind of hard to think about.
Okay, cool. I love you. That's great. Good morning. Races. That's well drawn out. Mom says, did you see the sign? It's beautiful. Hey, can we see that beautiful calligraphy and handwriting there? It's beautiful. That's so awesome. Yeah.
Is your name Brian?
Yes.
Loma?
Yes.
Remember me, Neil?
Oh my God, I'm gonna elbow.
There you go, man. I ain't seen you in
Holy
years.
shit, yeah, man.
I recognize your voice up there. Like, there's no way that's out of country, man.
I went to the South Pacific to clean trash and learn about plastic pollution in the environment.
Okay, right on.
I came back, we got Civic Center Eats to go green, so they're like composting and recycling now. I've been fighting the courts. I was trying to educate these kids to things to think about is this broken system. How does the court system play a role? In Denver, we caught them violating the law and false applications for the public defender. They were a violation of state law. We finally got somebody to admit it on the stand.
That's progress at least.
Yeah, so what are you doing out here?
Google cleanup crew. I was out here during the riots. I didn't smash up the windows.
Well, you know.
We're going to clean up private businesses. I ain't cleaning up stuff.
So this variety of veterans here or what?
Well, some are, some aren't. I'm not former military myself.
Right. Let's see a couple of these guys look like they are.
Shit, if I had known, I'd be wearing all my gear too.
Right?
Get a check.
Oh yeah, I got everything back. Well, back to the inside, man.
Yeah, thanks. I've been on here about 18 months.
Oh, okay.
Down on the 16th every Sunday morning with the remnants of Occupy and Janet Madsen in the kitchen.
I didn't say hi to her. I was hoping to catch her out here.
I asked her if she was coming to sell buttons, but something happened at the house, so I had to go deal with that.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah.
If you see her before I do, tell her I say hi.
I will, because I'm going to see her in an hour or less.
We might be going up 16th at some point, so.
Nice. Cut the Plastics, my Gmail and my YouTube.
Okay.
It's a way of life, right? Environmentalism, cut the plastic. And yeah, the stories about Eric Brandt's getting out of jail, all kinds of crazy shit going on.
Oh, yeah.
But
events like this in Denver, like since videos from the 90s, you know?
Crazy.
Yeah. Everything we were doing back in
with child's play.
It was child's play in comparison.
Yeah. But there's a protest forming, and I gotta go get a bicycle.
Yeah, right on.
We'll see you later. You too. Hey, enjoy it. Be safe out here today. Take it in.
Yeah, man. Whatever you can do, obviously.
So as the protests continue to gather and numbers continue to grow, there's a small stench of chemicals, paint thinners, as they try to get the words of anger and frustration off the streets of the city for them to be replaced later today. Thank you. Can you tell us why you're out here today?
Same reason I think everybody else is.
Well, you're kind of standing out here by yourself right now. So.
I come early.
Yeah.
Okay. Are you here? Are you coming for the parade today? Or are you coming for the protest?
Just kind of here now.
Good job. No, take some space, claim it for everybody. Rotating schedule, right?
Yeah.
Can't be at it all day, all night. You gotta let some people do work at different hours. So, thank you for being out here. Bless you. Be safe. More groups. See, there's paint thinner all over here. They're just dumping it on. Chemicals, acetones. Good morning, Denverites. What are we using there? We got some Zep and some Gulof. And you guys are cleaning up today, huh?
Yep.
Are you gonna go to the parade later?
I don't know. Parade? I didn't know there was one.
Yeah, the mayor and Tay Anderson, some other people are supposed to go have a parade today.
Very nice. We might then.
Be safe out there. Don't breathe too many chemicals in, huh? Let it sit. They say if you let it sit for a second.
Yeah, thank you.
Good for them. White people are taking their kids out to clean up. No masks. I didn't have any kids' masks, but there's just not enough movement here for me to want to stay. Momentum. And I'm still walking. So we'll make this walk through Lincoln Park. They're chalking. Uh-oh. Are you chalking the sidewalk? Good job. Morning, ladies.
Good morning.
Good. How you doing this morning?
Good, man.
Can I ask you what your thoughts are as you scrub this bus stop dedication to RGD?
Well, I really wish people would use chalk to spray paint.
You're smoking.
Oh, my vape is smoking. Yeah, no, I wish people would use chalk. That's about my only concern, because this takes a lot longer and is more harmful to the environment than chalk is, which will wash off.
It will wash off, won't it?
So you can still get your message across and not destroy things. But I also can't tell people how to feel when they have been, when they're really angry. What they decide to do is what they decide to do. What I decide to do is to help the community.
Very good. Wonderful. Well, you have fun scrubbing this morning.
Oh, I'm gonna have barrels.
I'm
Have a good one.
You have a great day. You can find this on Cut The Plastic on YouTube. Today's Raining on the Parade is the name of the video.
Raining on the parade. All right, I'll
Yep.
check it out.
Thanks.
Have a good one.
You too. They're really targeting the ACAB language, specifically the anarchy, the ACAB, and just the general tags of people's what do they call that? People's names. That's what they call it. So like there's anarchist pieces on the concrete. Good, man. Breakfast tomorrow? Wait a second. Turn your radio off. I don't want it on here, but I want to come hear what you had to say.
Oh no, that's cool.
No, just
it's the best breakfast ever.
The best breakfast ever. Sunday mornings in Janet's kitchen.
Oh my God, that green chili. Who made that green chili? No how.
That was Helena last Sunday.
Yes, man, I very rarely go for seconds.
Yeah?
I did that right. I'll see you tomorrow, man.
We'll see you tomorrow, man.
Go eat with them on Sunday.
You heard it, folks. Janet's kitchen. It's tasty. So all of this is because I had to walk, right? They shut the buses down downtown Denver. If you're live with me, I actually have been moving in the same general direction outside of the 20-30 minutes of interviews. Yeah, for an hour now. So there's really just not enough critical mass for me to set up a mass selling operation. And I haven't found this spot yet. There are people who are out cleaning today, private businesses. They refuse to clean government property. Other people were like, oh, these war heroes, these Civil War veterans who helped end the Civil War and then went on to massacre millions in the West, right? I mean, all these things are important. All of them. All the party fences that they use for the festivals are currently occupied around city and government buildings. So the only place to have festivals is the city and government buildings, where the fences give us a border. Seriously, if you have not been paying attention to the growth of the color of the street, Bannock, outside of Colfax and 14th, you're missing out. Because this thing is painted. And every day, this giant mural continues to grow. The whole road, the only thing that's like not painted really seems to be the bike path. Because you got nowhere to ride your bike. Pretty obvious. And there's the government buildings. I don't know if they don't think you can throw rocks to the second floor. That wasn't a cop. All right, let's see. Can I get into the chat today? Let's try. I don't even know if I can focus my fucking screen anymore. My lungs are dying. Can't get into the chat. Need a new phone. What are some things that we talk about today, folks? Until on. Oh, you hear Grant's getting out of jail? That might be big news. Monday, maybe? Did you hear they killed Timmy Henley? How about Michael Marshall? Or even George Floyd, for that matter. I mean, they did that on live national television, right? But so you all know that these masks are for sale. They're beautiful. They're beautiful. They're $15 a piece. Paracord neck. I'm just going to get a bicycle right now. And the 54 of you that are live, I want you to go to Janet Madson's channel. Janet Madson, do a raid right now. They smashed the windows out of her truck. And it's possible that the pigs did it. So we gotta go deal with that's where I'm headed right now. I want you all to go to Janet Madson. I want you to go look at her video. I want you to go give it a thumbs up. She needs the love. As you heard, she cooks the best food in town. Look, we're gonna do this if we can't do that. So I'm on my way to Janet's. I'm letting you go. I'll go find her channel right now. And oh, I lied. Actually, really lied. Janet, oh yeah, somebody, Janet Madsen, JANETMATZEN. Go drop a link. I'm not sure what these folks are doing out here. Looks like they got water. Morning, ladies. What you got going on today?
Hey, I'm hanging out. Do you want any water or snacks?
Man, I tell you what, there's probably people who are going to be more than me later. I'm on my way to a home, so I actually will have food. Are you here because there's a protest day, because there's a protest? Are you out here because the sheriff's department is locked up or people getting out of jail? What's the story?
Jail support for people coming out, like mostly protesters that got arrested, but also just for anybody coming out of jail.
I love you. Thank you. That's the message some are trying to spread right now is love, right? Huh?
Trying.
We're trying, right? We're doing the best we can. And I see you're doing the best we can, which is good. Because you're here, right? And that's right now what we need to do is just be in support in whatever way possible. Is there a group you're with?
CSA.
What a protest last night.
Yeah.
The DSA contingent really showed their presence last night. They peacefully marched to District 6 headquarters and did all kinds of peaceful protests. I'm on my way to a home right now. We have a friend whose words at this building got him $250,000 of bail. His words alone, right? No crime was committed, no person was hurt. But he called the courts and he shared his thoughts and prayers with them. And they were not the best thoughts and prayers. They were that somebody, and a loving message, but the anger that this man had and his white rage, his white privilege to be enraged as a veteran with benefits of service, of having said, I take an oath to the Constitution and put his life on the line for it. He was actually a nuclear submarine, the engineer. Big shit. So, yeah, they said this week, the police officers in the city are more well equipped. They have more free range of options, or they did until the judge said so. Yeah. So that's good news. And I have had friends, journalists, 4 or 5 members of my circle, including Occupy Denver, who have been arrested and in and out of this place. And thanks to the grace of groups like y'all, the Colorado Coalition for Justice Reform, or CCJRC, whatever it is, and others. I mean, they've been bailing out whole cell blocks, right? Just walking up and dropping $5,000, $10,000 at a time. So I'm on my way to get back so I can keep with this shit today. Thank you for being here. Oh, and you can find this and a lot more on Cut The Plastic on YouTube. Cameras aren't always the best, but when they are, they're good. Oh, I didn't even have the camera on them the whole time, did I? Damn it. There. Monkey will be streaming from Janet's kitchen. Yes, that's usually something that happens. Holy cow, all of a sudden I can see the words on my screen. Did you know that her the windows to her vehicle been busted out? We gotta go deal with that this morning. So now that we're past the federal felony courthouses, it's time to go find a bus. I'm out, folks. I'll catch you later. Janet Madsen, go watch your live.